So good morning, students. Welcome to the bridge course. This is the day 10, that is 27 May 2020, and we are going to deal with accountancy. And we shall see what we have learned in the previous class. We learned about accounting cycle. How many how many important events are there in accounting cycles? There are
Five.
5 events. Very good, Naushita. That is source document, journal, ledger, trial balance, financial statements. What is the other name for ledger?
T account.
T account. Very good. So what are the documents of source document? It might be bill.
Evidence.
Evid
Evidence.
yeah, what is evidence?
Voucher.
Voucher. Evidence is voucher. Okay. So voucher, it can be bill, invoice, cash voucher,
Receipt.
receipt. Excellent. So anything can be source document. After that, journal will come into picture. That means it is a book where you enter all the transactions happen in a day.
Done in within a day.
Within a day, even small transaction also you will write down in journal. Ledger, what is T account? Dead. Left side is dead.
Dead
Right
and
side is sick.
thick.
Very good. So all that we will segregate, classify the accounts transaction done in a day, and we are entering into the ledger. Left side will be the debit side, and right side will be the credit side. And trial balance we are going to see today, and financial statements we are going to learn about that today. And what is the meaning of journal? Already we know that any small transaction, business transaction, happened in a particular day is entered in a book. That is called as journal. It consists of a date, it consists of a particulars. That means exactly where the money has gone. Where the money has gone in this case, in buying the furniture. How much? $1,000. When? 15th October 2019. From which account? That is from business bank account. So that is $1,000. Okay. So meaning of journal we learned, and meaning of ledger we learned. So what is a ledger? We know it is nothing but a T account. Why it is called as T? Because there is one horizontal line, one vertical line. So that's why it is called as a T account. Left hand side is debit side, right hand side is credit side. What is the short form for left hand side? Dead. DEAD.
Dead.
Right side, what is the short form? Click. CLIC. Click. Okay. So all these things, all the three things.
Click.
Yeah, very good. We learned in previous class. Now let us see what we are going to learn today. We are going to learn about the personal account, the meaning of the personal account. Always see A/C means what does it represent in business terms or accounting terms?
Account.
Account. Very good, Naushita. It is account. That means today we are going to see what is the meaning of personal account. Next, we are going to see what is the meaning of real account. Already we have seen this, right? Previous to previous class. What is the meaning of real?
Real estate.
Real estate.
Properties or assets.
Excellent. Very good. I'm very proud of you. Next, meaning of nominal account. Okay, all these three things we are going to see, and we are going to see how to create a journal entries. We know what is a journal. Daily business transaction is entered in a book, but where you will get the business transaction? We will get from the evidence, that is from the bill, the receipt, the invoice, the cash voucher. From that we get the evidence, and we are going to enter into the book. That book is called as journal, and we are going to see today how to enter the journal. Okay, so all the four things we'll learn. See, this is very, very, very important in your life. Okay, so these are the golden rules of accounting. So three accounts are there: real account, personal account, nominal account. So these three things is very, very important. We shall see the rules very slowly so that you can note down, or I'll send the video. No issues, no need of noting down. Just give the attention. So real account. That means what we are going to enter in the book, what comes in. It might be the amount which may come. We sell the product. That means assume that we are selling the scooters. we have a business. We are going to sell the scooters. Today I sold 2 scooters and I got 2 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupee per bike. Okay. So I got 2 lakh rupees. That means what comes in, we need to add it in the account. What goes out? That means I am paying 50,000 rupees in the market and buying the nuts and bolts for the assembly of the scooter. To make the scooter, I'm going to buy nuts and bolts from the market by paying 50,000 rupees. That means that goes out. Okay, that is the meaning. Very simple. See what comes in, what goes out. And the rule says debit what comes in, credit what goes out. This you should remember. This is very, very, very important. This is the first step of your accountancy. Okay, real account. There are 3 types of accounts: real account, personal account, nominal account. In real account, there are 2 terms which we regularly use. The first one is what comes in. That means it might be money, it might be property, it might be land, whatever. That means coming in means we are going to buy it. It comes into the company's account. That means what comes in to the company account directly you have to debit. That is the rule number 1. What goes out? Whether we sell the property, we sell the building, we sell the business, or we purchase some items. So everything is coming inside, right? Sorry, everything is going outside. The money is going outside. The property is going outside. That means whatever goes out should be credited. So always remember, okay, real account, what comes in, what goes out, 2 terms are used. What comes in, debit, debit whatever comes in, and credit whatever goes out. Clear? And come to this point. Applicable to what? This rule is applicable to all assets of the business. Remember, it is very easy. Okay, real account. What is real account? Real account is a real estate account. That means property. It might be land, building, it might be machineries, it might be furnitures. So all those things are assets, right? There are 2 types of assets. Now, Shita, can you tell which are the 2 types of assets?
Fixed assets and current assets.
Very good, excellent. Fixed assets and current assets. So examples of fixed assets:
Building,
land.
furniture,
Very good. Land, machinery, everything comes under fixed asset. What is current asset? Example of current asset is
voucher, bill,
no. That means it is ready cash, readily available cash in the business. That becomes the current asset. And even the logo of the company. Do you know Wipro logo? How does it look? TCS logo, how does it look? The symbol, what they use is called as logo. That has got very, very important weightage. Okay, if you sell that logo, you will get crores of rupees. That means that is a current asset. That means whenever you buy that, immediately you'll get the cash. So that is called as current asset. So now real account, there are 2 terms: what comes in, what goes out. This rule is applicable where? This rule, real account, is applicable to assets of the business. Example, see, cash, land and building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixture, trademark. See, this was I was talking about. Trademark in the sense it is a logo of the company. Do you know your school logos? Pragati school logo, you know, it is round in color, right?
yes, sir.
And some blue things will be there. Inside there will be books. The globe will be there. That is a logo. If you take Sharda Vidya Mandira, they have got a different logo. If you take Navapragna, it has got a different logo. If you take Amar Jyoti, they have a different logo. The name of the school is different and the trademark is different. Trademark is called as logo. Clear, children? And if you see, many of you have the mobile, right? Many of you have, your parents have Samsung mobile, MI mobile, Lenovo, Apple. So all those things are called as trademark. Okay, so that is very, very important. So real account always applicable to assets of the business. That is one, account number 1. We come to the account number 2. If you have any doubts in real accounts, please ask me. Okay, stop me anytime. Don't worry. Don't hesitate. Let us come to the second account, that is called as personal account. What does the personal account say? See, there are two.
Person or institution.
Excellent. Person or institution. Already we have
Institution.
seen. So here the two main things will come. The receiver, the giver. Okay, the receiver and the giver. That means buying and selling will come into picture. Personal account. That means person to person. Think that I am giving 100 rupees to Naushita. Okay, she will return that 100 rupees with interest. 120 rupees she's going to receive, she's going to give to me back next month. That means I am giving the money to Naushita. I will become the giver. Naushita is receiving the money. She will become the receiver. Why? Because it is a personal account. One should give, one should take. Okay, very simple. Remember, personal means always you should remember the giver, the receiver. Okay, one gives the amount and one receives the amount. So rule is applicable where this rule is applicable to persons, artificial persons. Artificial person means there will be no name of the person. In the bank, they have the facility for not registering the person's name. We can put some artificial name there because we don't want to show to the world or show to our friends or family that we are running a business. It should not be known to others. So government has an option, bank has got an option. So we can register the business in the name of artificial persons and representative persons. See, for example, my parents are very old. They cannot take up they cannot run the business in their name. So what we can do, we can do, we can appoint a representative. That means my parents will appoint me as a director of the company or as a CEO of the company. That is called as representation. Clear? That is called as representative. Okay, this rule is applicable to persons, artificial persons, and representative persons. So mainly it is related to a person. So example, like Aman account, Aman is a person, Raman Sons. See here, Raman Sons, it is a company name, apps store, then bank account, SBI. Bank account means any bank account, outstanding salary, prepaid expenses. That means prepaid expenses means what is prepaid? Prepaid means already the expense money have been given to the person. That means, for example, think that you are going for a trip with friends. You need money for expenses, right? What you are going to do? What your father is going to do? Your father is going to give 100 rupees to you in advance, okay? And you will tell that go and enjoy the trip. That is called as prepaid. What is postpaid expense? That means you will have your pocket money. You will go to the trip along with your friends, spend that money and collect all the bill and come back to home in the evening and give that bills to your dad, saying that dad, I spent almost 89 rupees today in my trip for ice creams, for playing, for eating food, for breakfast, for juice. So please give the expense back. So what does your father does? Your father gives the money back to you. That is postpaid expenses. Prepaid, postpaid. Know the difference. Now the personal account is clear to you. So personal account, two things will be very, very important. That is the receiver, the giver. This rule is applicable for persons, mainly persons. Okay, remember as persons as of now, like Aman or company, Ramon Sons, bank account, etc. And coming to the third account, what is nominal account? Nominal account. The name only says nominal account means all expenses and losses. Okay, all expenses and losses, and all income and profit. All expense. If you keep on doing more expense, what will happen? It will become loss. So expense and loss has to be accounted in nominal account, and all income, that is revenue what you generate per day or per month, per year, and the profit what you've earned. So everything should come under nominal account. Clear? So nominal account consists of two things like all other accounts. So it is expenses and losses, all income and profit. So it is applicable to whom? This rule is applicable to all expenses, income and losses, and profits. That means this rule is applicable to all incomes, expenses, losses, profit. So that means in a business, there will be expense. In a business, there will be loss. In business, there will be revenue generation, that is the income generation. and there will be profit also. So that's why nominal account is always related to a business where expense, loss, income, profit. Okay, you can remember as ELIP, ELIP, ELIP. Okay, otherwise PILE, pile. Remember nominal accounts as pile, PILE. What is pile? Pile is means accommodating. That means collecting. That is called as piling. So nominal account means you should remember as pile. That is profit, income, loss, expense. So all these things comes under nominal accounts. And this rule is applicable for, as you know, same pile only. See profit, income, loss, expense. So very, very easy. What is like salary is an expense? Wages means the daily salary what you are going to give to the employees is called as wages. Remember the difference between salary and wage. What is the difference between salary and wage? Salary is they give per month. Okay, per month, every 30 days they give the amount to you for your work. That is called as salary. What is a wage? It might be daily earnings. Okay, daily earnings. Coolie in Hindi they call it as coolie, right? So whatever you do per day, in the evening they are going to give the wages to you. So that is the difference between salary and wages. So wages is also expense, salary is also expense, purchases, that is also an expense, sales. So sales you're getting income, and commission received is nothing but profit. So all these things you should remember. Understood, children? These are the golden rules of accounting: real account, personal account, nominal account. So remember this screen. This is very, very important for your accountancy or business or commerce career. Now let us see personal account. You know already, you don't read about this one. Already we have seen. This is for a person, right? Now we will see here. Analysis of June 3 transaction. That means June 3rd, think that Ramesh is your friend. Okay, Ramesh has done a transaction. When he has done the transaction? On June 3rd, he has done the transaction. So Ramesh is receiving the services. Ramesh is a human being because he is an individual. Okay, Ramesh is receiving the services. And second one says it is a personal account. Why? Because Ramesh is coming into picture. Ramesh is a human being, an individual. So that's why it should be accounted in personal account. Okay. And debit the receiver. Why you should debit the receiver? Can someone tell why we need to debit the receiver here? Because Ramesh is receiving the services. You remember this chat? Say again, I'm going to put C here. Personal account, receiver. Okay. Debit. See here. I forgot to tell you. See what comes in real account should be debited. What goes out should be credited. The receiver, whatever you receive, the receiver should be debited. The giver should be credited. Here, all expenses and losses should be debited. All income and profit should be credited. See how important this rule should be used, right? It is very, very important. So now let us come back here and see. See, Ramesh is receiving. That means it is a Ramesh is an individual. So in journal, see a journal, how to make it journal. Date we have to put when June 3rd. Then who is receiving? You can put as Ramesh is receiving the services. Okay. Since he is receiving the services, the amount of 12,000 should be debited here. Think that he is getting some services for 12,000 rupees and it has to be accounted in debit. Why? Because receiver. So now in personal account, the receiver should be debited. See, very, very simple. And it should be accounted in a personal account. Why? Because Ramesh is an human being or an individual. It should be debited. Why? Because Ramesh is a receiver.
Is receiver.
Very good. Understood this beautiful rule for personal account?
Yes,
Very,
sir.
very simple. See, once you understand that chart, the table of the three accounts, that is real account, personal account, and the nominal account, always you should take a printout or write it and paste it in front of your desk. Okay, so that always you should revise that. That is the basis of accountancy. See, next we'll see the real account. How to make the journal entries in a real account. By name, if you see real account, that means it is based on assets. It is based on assets, mainly properties, right? So we'll see. ABC company is a creditor of Albert's business. ABC is the name of a company. Company is coming into picture here. Is a creditor. That means it is giving the money of Albert's business. Albert is the name of a person. Okay, he is doing a business. So ABC company is giving money. Creditor means it is a giving money. This is a giver. Since it is a real account, what the thing should come here? See here, real account. See what comes in? Debit. What goes out? Credit. Remember this, and we will solve the problem here, and we'll know how to do it. So XYZ Limited is one more company, is a debitor of Albert's business. So Albert is the name of a person. See, Albert is the name of a person, and he is running a business. Think that is running a cycle business. Okay, Albert. So ABC company is a creditor for Albert. That means ABC company is giving money to Albert for some interest per se. And XYZ Limited is a debitor of Albert's business. That means Albert is giving money to XYZ company limited. Okay. So let us see, as we saw the formula of real account. So whatever comes in, whatever is coming into the business, debit. Whatever is going out of the business, what we have to do? Credit. Remember these two things. An example, we know cash goes out. If cash is going out, what we have to do? See, anything, whether it's a cash, it may be sales, it may be a product. Remember, see, goes out. What goes out means whatever goes out should be credited. See, cash is going out. It should be credited or debited? Tell me, Jivita, Naushita. Credit.
Credit.
Something is coming in. Cash is coming in. Should we put it under debit or credit? Debit.
Debit.
Purchase always. That means purchase means something is coming in, right?
Going out.
Purchase. Purchase means we are giving money and purchasing something. That means something is coming in. Coming inside. You are going for purchasing or shopping. What you do? You give the money and buy clothes. Okay, what is coming in? Cloth is coming in, right? So like that, the purchase always means we are purchasing something to the business. So it should be debited. Sale always. That means we are selling out. That means it should be going. Sales means the product is going out of the business. It should be credited. Purchase return always. What is purchase return? You have gone for shopping, you paid the money and bought some nice dress for you. And you come home and wear it and see that it is very, very loose for you. It is a loose fit. What you are going to do? Do you keep it like this only and wear? Very good. You are going to return it back. That means that is a purchase return. What is happening here? It is it is going out, isn't it? It is going out. That means it should be credited. Then sales return. That means you have sold something. Think that you are manufacturing the bikes. Today you have sold 2 bikes. And 1 bike is returned back by the customer saying that it is not good. So that is called as sales return. That means something is coming inside. Comes in. So debit. So use a little bit common sense and it will become very easy for you to do this. Otherwise, the whole left hand side will be not equal to the right hand side. So you should be very, very attentive and give a lot of importance for the rules and regulations. See how to make the journal. I'll tell you. See, this how you can make the journal. See, if Albert purchased goods from ABC company in cash, journal is purchased account. Yes, he is purchasing something from the ABC company. Who is purchasing? Albert is purchasing. That means purchase account, whether it should be debited or credited. Is purchasing. It is going out. That means it should be
debited because he's receiving. Comes in.
What comes in? Very good. He's purchasing something. Something is that means he's paying the cash and he's purchasing. See here. So that's why purchasing account should be on debit side. Then you have to mention as two cash account. Okay. So we'll learn this in the later classes. Because he's paying the cash. See in the question they are given in cash. He's purchasing goods from ABC company through cash. So that's why purchase account debit to cash account, you should leave it like that only. And then second example, if Albert sold goods to XYZ Limited in cash, that means think that he is selling the bikes and he sold 2 bikes to XYZ Limited and he had bought cash. Okay. So what you have to do? You are getting what is getting in? What is getting in? Cash is getting in, right? You're selling the bike and you're getting the cash. See, clearly in the question it is telling Albert sold goods to XYZ Limited in cash. That means Albert is getting the cash. What is coming in? Cash is coming in. So you can see here, whenever cash comes in, it should be debited. So cash account has to be debited. And you're selling the goods, right? So to sales account, you should mention there. Why you should mention like that, we'll see later. Right now, just understand the concept. Come to the third example. If Albert returns goods to ABC company, what does it becomes? Returns goods means purchase return. Purchase return. That means he has purchased some goods from ABC company and he find it's defective. The things are not working and he has to return those goods back to ABC. Then it becomes purchase return. If purchase return, it means it is credit. Okay. Purchase return means what is happening? Return goods to the ABC company. What will happen? And he is going to receive the money. Okay, he is going to receive, he is going to return back the goods and he is going to get the money. That means receivable. Whatever comes in, receivable means the amount is coming in. That means it should be debited. There is cash coming in, debited. And you have to mention as to purchase a return account. And fourth one, if XYZ Limited return goods to Albert, return goods to Albert, that means it is sales return. It says Albert has sold some goods to XYZ Limited and the business, XYZ Limited business is returning the goods back to Albert. That means it is sales return. So obviously sales return is has to be always debited. You can see here sales return always debit. So sales return always should be debited and you have to write as to payable account. Okay. So these are the examples how to make a journal based on real account. Okay. Remember always the formulas. Okay. The rules and regulations. Whatever comes in is has to be debited. Whatever goes out has to be credited. It takes time for you people to understand. You should go through write 2 or 3 times at home. Then the things will get stick into your memory. Then it becomes easy. So more you practice, more it comes out. You can train your brain. Okay. Then memory will get enhanced. So let us see the nominal account, the last nominal account. Nominal account. What is the full short form to remember nominal account? Pile.
Pile.
Very good. Pile. Profit, income, loss, expenses. Okay.
Express.
These are the shortcut you have to remember for the nominal account. So example loan, sales account. Okay. Commission received, salaries. See, loan is nothing but what is that? Expense. Sales account, that is income, revenue. Commission received, revenue. Salary accounts, expenses. Rent account, expenses. Capital account, revenue. Drawings account, expenses. See, like this, like a bullet from the gun, you should be able to tell. So if you remember like this, then it becomes very easy for you. Even if you're asleep in the midnight, if someone comes and wakes up and asks you the what is a nominal account, give us some examples. What is real account? Give some examples. What is personal account? Give some example. You will be able to fire them with the answers. Okay, with fast this one you can answer them. So only thing, practice makes the man perfect. So you need to practice. Without practice in accountancy, you will forget it. So one thing about accountancy is when you're sitting in the class and listening to the class and taking down the notes, you think that it is very easy. Okay, it is easy, no doubt. But we go at home and you relax. Okay, usually you people relax. You're thinking that accountancy is easy. During the test time, if I revise, that should be more than sufficient. That is the wrong thing what you people are going to do it. Okay, other theory things you can revise, no issues. But these things every day, minimum 2 hours you need to spend so that you need to become perfect in the subject. Okay, once first PU, if you become thorough, then the second PU is like drinking water. It is like a butter, smoothly it will go. Okay, coming back to the subject. So, what are the things we learned? We learned about the rules and regulations of 3 accounts. Which are the 3 accounts we learned? One is real account, second is personal account,
Personal account,
third is
real account.
nominal account. So all the 3 accounts we learned today with rules and regulations and how to make a journal out of it, right?
Examples.
Yeah, and with examples. So already we know the steps, okay, how to prepare a journal entry. First, we need to identify the accounts involved in the transaction. As we did earlier, we prepared the journal, simple journals. First, what you have to do, identify the accounts involved in the transaction. That means uh, business transaction should have happened. First, identify it. How to identify? Like yesterday, as I said, Jivita went to shop and she bought rice, 5 kg rice in the morning. And after that, she went and bought some chilies. After that, she went and bought the tea powder. So she got bill for all the three. That means all the three are called as business transactions. Okay, these are the accounts involved in business transactions. So these are the 3 transactions. First, we need to identify. We need to identify whether it is a 3 transaction or a 2 transaction or a single transaction or the date when the transaction happened, whether yesterday, today, or day after tomorrow. The date you should remember, right? And the amount, how much amount, 5 kgs, 1,000 rupees she paid in the morning. Then after that, 20 rupees for chilies, she bought it. Then afternoon tea powder, how much was the money she spent? 200 rupees. So all the things you have the bill as an evidence. Okay, the receipt as an evidence. With that, you need to identify how many are there. That is called as identifying. Second step, determine the type of accounts involved. That means whether she is paying or someone is paying, whether she has bought by cash or by credit card, or she has bought the item now and she'll be paying the amount later next month to the shopkeeper. So that type of account has to be involved, and it has to be identify whether it is a real account, a personal account, or nominal account. Here, since Jivita is involved, Jivita is a human being and an individual. So all the 3 accounts will be of which type? It will be of personal account. Okay, that we have to determine. Excellent. Next, apply the rules of accounting. If something is going out from you, if something is going out from
Credit.
you, okay,
Credit.
goes out credit, what comes in debit. You can see here what comes in debit, what goes out is credit. Always you should remember. I think there are a lot of disturbance happening. Someone can please mute. Then apply appropriate rules of accounting. That rules has to be applied. Then fourth one is record the transaction along with the narration or a short description. We did it right here. See, we did it. This is a narration. What that means, we have to write Albert purchased goods from ABC company. How did he purchase? He purchased in cash. Then purchase account, it should be debited. The cash account, it should be not mentioned anything. It should be just recorded as it is. So all these things are rules of a journal. Clear? So these are the 4 steps which are involved in preparing a journal. So be like that only. I'll just take the attendance today. Yeah, I took the attendance. Thanks for being online. Now I think only 2 minutes are left, and we'll see what is left for us today. These are some of the rules where I'll be sending the video to you people, this record, so that you can just go through that. Quickly, I'll go through it because time is short. Personal account rule. What is that rule? Debit, DR means debit. Always remember this is a short form in accountancy. DR means debit. CR means credit. See, debit the receiver, credit the giver. This is the rule of a personal account. Already we know. Example, I have given rupees 5,000 to Rahul Saxena in cash. Rahul Saxena is a person, human being. That means it should come under personal account only. So account debit. Okay, Rahul Saxena account is debited. How much? 5,000. And cash account will be credited by the same amount. Okay, cash account, because 5,000 cash you're taking from the cash account. So 5,000, always you should mention DR beside the Rahul Saxena's account. That is rupees 5,000. Okay, next. I purchased a tablet for rupees 800 cash. That means debit table is what? An asset, right? So table is an asset. It is a furniture. That means you should come under real account. It's simple, like that only you should make it. And where you have to put it? Debit the furniture account. That means furniture account is to be debited. Okay. And cash account should be credited with same amount, rupees 800. I think the meeting is going to end now because it is less than 1 minute. And don't worry, and please attend the next class. And tomorrow we are going to see it. Okay, remaining things